Okay, I'm back live and in person. Okay. Well, let's get right to it. Okay, the Iowa women just get out and they destroy Penn State. So much so in the first quarter they were up by as much as 24 points. They just got off to a super hot start and it just like it ended up winning I think by nearly 40 points. The final score was I watched it too. I should remember the final score. It was 108 to 67. So, final score of they won by 41 points. I mean, they just absolutely Penn State could not stop Iowa. The fast breaks, the outlet passes. It just seemed like everything was working. The assist to the inside was working. So Iowa had forced 20 turnovers and drew 30 fouls and shot 55% from the floor, um, while holding Penn State to a meager 36.7% on the field. Um, so Iowa, had just won in Ann Arbor, so they are 5-1 in the Big Ten right now, I think, something like that. Um, so it's just like, oh my gosh. So anyway, they shot 15 for 20 in the first 10 minutes. So, Caitlin Clark got a double double. You know, uh, okay, she's now has a total of 262 career 3 pointers. She passes Lindsay Meter for second place on Iowa's career 3 point goal list. Um, I do not know who number one is. I'll have to look that up. She also became the 600th career. She became the 13th Big Ten player to record 600 career assists shortly thereafter, and so um, she just continues to. She thrives on the assists. You can just tell. I've seen her pass up. I saw her pass up shots that she could have padded her score, but she decided that she likes the assist, and she's always made that very clear that she wants to get the assist. Um, so she was in double figures with 27. Monica Sedano with 20 points, McKenna Warnock with 16, Sydney, sophomore Sydney Alfler, Off Offalter with 12 points, and freshman Hannah Stokey with 11. Guys, Hannah Stokey is a star in the making. She is a star in the making. Uh, okay. Oh yeah, Casey. I think you're right. I think the Iowa men will get Maryland. I'm confident in that if they continue to play the way they have. But you never know. I mean, Maryland's a halfway decent team. They're no slouch. But we'll find out later on today. Okay. And so, and I just want to address something else too. Yesterday, I made a comment on my Facebook page, Iowa Hawkeye Sports, that I thought that Hannah Stolke is a star in the making, and what I get is a comment from somebody who said, "Oh well, she should replace um, Gabby Marshall in the lineup." By the way, I'm wearing Gabby's shirt. Okay, I'm a huge fan of Gabby. Gabby doesn't score a ton, and she in her career she shoots 40% from the 3 point line. So she is having a rough year, much like Peyton Stanford is. Sanford was, I should say, he's broke out of his slump the last couple games, and Gabby will break out of hers. I mean, Gabby's not hitting them all. Eh, to me, it looks like she just needs to work on her mechanics a little bit because when she goes up with them, it just doesn't look like her mechanics are there. But she'll figure it out. But she's the team's best defender as far as I'm concerned. Um, and she does play guard, so you have to keep that in mind that there are very few people that they have as guards on the team right now that they can rotate through. Um, and so anyway, she leads the team in steals. I mean, how can you take that away from Gabby? I mean, how can you say that Gabby doesn't deserve to be a starter? She's 4-year starter on this team. She deserves it every bit as much as Hannah Stuelke will get her turns. By the way, she is a forward center, and so replacing her would not be smart with um, replacing Gabby with Hannah wouldn't work because she's not a guard. Now somebody's saying maybe you move Warnock or I get the other one mixed up. You know, to to a guard spot, and then move Hannah into one of their spots. But okay. But anyway, I do appreciate that Stolke is a guard. I mean, as a not a guard, but a forward center. But I appreciate that she is a star in the making. She's shown that the future is bright, especially after Monica leaves this year. So, um, so anyhow, but anyway, the women are playing very well right now. They drew 11,000 yesterday um at their game, and I don't know. They might be outdrawing the men. They're first in the Big Ten, or maybe first in the nation. I don't know. With over 9,000 average at every game, and they're pretty good. Okay, Kate Martin was the other one I was thinking of. Kate Martin was okay, but here just to give you an idea how good Gabby really is. Penn State's best player McKenna Marsa, who averages 18.4 game, but Gabby Marshall was on her and held her to 5 points and 2 assists. Um, so tell me that Gabby's not important on this team. Gabby's got grit. She's got grit, and what else to say? Anyway, yeah, you gotta love Gabby's. You just gotta love Gabby's play on the field. I know that everybody, talks about Susano and Clark, but Gabby is just as important on this team, and that's why she continues to start. Lisa Bluter is um, she's she's no dummy when it comes to what goes on that floor. She knows that Gabby belongs to be out there. Okay, okay. I was going to hit the road and head to East Lansing to take on Michigan State next. This is a game I think Iowa should be able to win, the Iowa women. But I think yeah. Well, I was looking for something else on here, but I didn't see it. But yeah, that's how the women did. Now, I'd like to. Oh, by the way, I'm doing this right before I go to church, so I'm watching my time so I don't get late for church this morning. And so let's. I want to see what. Let's do something with wrestling, okay? Okay, so Iowa's main wrestling, as you guys know, is ranked number 2. Northwestern was number 11. There was an upset in the wrestling. I think. Well, anyway, as usual, one of the most impressive wins of the day was Spencer Lee, but we're going to get to that. Okay, okay. They started out at 133, um, at the 133 pounds because they wanted to save the Spencer Lee match till the end, and so Northwestern starts off and gets a decision over Colin Shriver, and I believe he moved up from 125, I think, or maybe he's always been 133. But um, Shriver has trouble winning. I'd like to know what his record is, but he can't be. He can't be. Oh, I don't know. I'm just going to reserve my comments. He's in the lineup, so they believe in him, and he's ranked number 17. So okay, at 141, Real Woods. Uh, got a tech fall over Frankie Sawyer. So that got Iowa off out to a 5-3 lead. Okay, and then at 149, this is where the upset occurred, but it wasn't that big of an upset. Number 5, Yahweh Thomas over number 4, Max Murin via decision. Okay, so that was the upset of the day. But honestly, when you got 4 versus 5, that could go either way. Okay. 157, number 20, Kobe Seabrook over number 9, Trevor Chumbley. So there's our upset. We get an upset back, guys, because he won by decision over number 9. So good job. Seabrook has been coming on. He's been coming on lately. Okay. Number 10, Patrick Kennedy won over number 23, Max Mayfield via decision. Okay, 174, number 16, Nelson Brands. I'm not even going to say that name, but he got his match. Brands got the early takedown and just handled his guy the rest of the way, mustering a couple takedowns in the third period, and he wins 8-2. By that time, Iowa was leading 14-6. And okay, number 8, Abe Assad. He wins via major decision. He won 10-2, but honestly, I don't think this was ever in doubt. And he got a couple of takedowns, and the guy he wrestled, Evan Bates, just never really recovered from it, and it's just like that's what it is. So now Iowa leads 18-6 at 197. This is a guy I never heard of, Zach Glazier, before, and so he lost for Iowa via decision. He only lost 7-6. He got down early, and then he managed to come back and tie it 5-5, and then lost it 7-6 late, very late. I think you know I think it was a takedown right at the very end for the guy Andrew Davison to win. So I don't know much about Zach Glazier. I mean, this is the first time I saw him wrestle, and so but he showed a lot of promise just on how he came back after he got down and came back and tied it 5-5. Uh, he may have even had a 6-5 lead at one time. I'm not sure. Yeah, he did. He had a 6-5 lead, and then and so now Northwestern is trailing 8-9. Heavyweight Tony Caspi versus number 4 Luke Davison. Are those guys brothers? Two Davisons. Anyhow, this one could have gone either way too. I thought it was a kind of a slow moving match. It just, to me, they were calling the announcers were calling it the new heavyweight, but honestly, it looked like a typical heavyweight match. Kind of slow moving, low scoring, not a lot of aggressiveness going on, um, but Caspiani won, um, won by 3-2 when he got a well, he fought off a takedown. He had a takedown and then fought off a clean shot by Davison in the final seconds, which honestly, it looked like that could have been a takedown, but it wasn't. Caspiani is now 7-7 in his career against top 5 fulls. So I mean, he just shows you how important he is. Okay, and Iowa now at this point had wrapped up. They wrapped up their thing against. There's no way Northwestern could come back and win. It was 21-9. There just wasn't enough room. Okay, this one went too fast. Lee started right where he left off. After scoring a takedown the first 25 seconds of the match, Lee pinned Discount Augustino with 59.1 seconds left in the first period. His fourth fall of the season and the 46th consecutive dual meet victory. Here's what's so funny is Spencer Lee's 8-0 on the year, and he's four of those are by his pin. And because this guy was third rank, I figured yeah, this guy would give Spencer Lee a little bit of headache. You know, um, before Spencer won. I always believed that Spencer would win, but I mentioned about I thought he had a tough matchup, and they asked me why I thought that. I go, oh, because the guy's ranked number three, and that's going to be tough. And they came back, oh, so he'll get his pin in the second period instead of the first. Well, he got his pin in the first period, so not even a full minute, I think, or just about a full minute into the thing. So, um, that guy is a beast, guys. He is a very big beast. And how can you? I don't know how you guys. In all honesty, I don't know how to. He's just like he's so fun to watch. I certainly missed watching him last year, and I hope there's a way that his being back in the lineup and his take no take everybody prisoner. That's what I should say. Take everybody prisoner, or everything. However, that attitude he's got is just. I hope that carries over to the rest of the team pretty soon. Um, just amazing, amazing, amazing how that guy thinks. I want to do one more thing before I get out of here because I do have to go to church. So, um, well, let me try this real quick. Yeah. Okay, so let's just talk a little bit about pre-games against Maryland right here. Okay. All right. Maryland is 11-5 and 2-3 in the Big Ten, so Iowa's a half a game ahead of them in the standings. All right, and so the game will take place at 3:31 Central Time on the Big Ten Network. Okay. Um. Okay, this is the only regular season meeting between Maryland and Iowa, so Iowa needs to make this count. Sunday today is the game is Letterman's Day, so you should see a lot of former Hawkeyes in attendance at the game today. By the way, I wanted to mention, speaking of Hawkeyes in attendance at the game, did you guys catch on camera yesterday when the Iowa women were playing? Right behind the Iowa bench, Fran McCaffrey was sitting, and I don't know who was with him because they didn't stay on it long enough for me to look to see who was sitting next to him. But just to let you know that Fran was out there supporting the ladies yesterday. Okay. Um, so yeah, be on the lookout for a lot of former Hawkeyes, and if you guys are going to be at the game, and get yourself some autographs, then some pictures. Okay. All right. Iowa is tops in the Big Ten and 20th nationally in offense. Can't say that about the football team, but yeah. So they're scoring on the offense 82.1 points a game. Um, Iowa has led the league in scoring 5 of the past 9 seasons, including the last 4. That's pretty cool. I mean, we just need to get their defense up to snuff. I thought the defense played better last year, but there's just certain type of teams that Iowa can't stop. And those are those physical type teams that just get up and down the floor. Anyway, okay, Iowa is the only team to have 2 players ranked in the top 5 in rebounds per game in the Big Ten. Chris Murray's fourth and Rabach's fifth. Uh, Chris Murray averages 25.7 points a night, 9.8 rebounds in home games this season. His 24.6 scoring average in conference play, 5 games is tops in the league. I didn't realize that. Um, Murray has scored 30 plus points 4 times this season. 30 versus Indiana, 32 at Penn State, 31 versus Georgia Tech, and 30 at versus Omaha. Murray is also only is one of 5 players nationally to have 4 30-point performances, and the only player from a Power Five conference. He's one of the 4 Hawkeyes to score 30 plus points at least 4 times in the Fran McCaffrey era, with Luca Garza, Keegan Murray, and Peter Jock each doing it 5 times. Luca Garza did it 13 times. Keegan Murray and Peter Jock did it 5 times each. Philo Rabacha has reached double figures in scoring 11 straight games, and including netting 15 plus points in 5 of Iowa's last 7. So that's good. I think he only got 11 in the last game. Over the last 9 games, he's averaging 18.1 points, 9.8 rebounds, 2 assists, so 1.3 blocks, and 8.08 steals. Iowa has made 69 more free throws, 280 than their opponents have attempted, 211. Iowa is one of the 11. Okay. Okay, so Hawkeyes are 7-0 this season when they make 9 or more 3-pointers. So watch that, guys. How many 3-pointers they make today? All right, Hawkeyes are in the middle stretch of a 4 or 5 league home games. I mean, stretch of 4 of 5. I believe the only one on the road is to Michigan State. That comes up. We have Northwestern at home, and then I think we go on the road to Michigan State. Connor McCaffrey has only missed 2 free throws this season. 29 of 31. He had his consecutive free throw streak of 19 at Penn and at Penn State. Fran McCaffrey's won his 500th game as a college coach on December 8th. And so there's some things. Okay, so the Terrapins, I mean, Maryland is not going to be a pushover, guys. They beat Ohio State 80-73 last Sunday, so they haven't played for a week. So basically, they spent the whole week for preparing for Iowa. So we'll see how that goes. All 3 conference losses for Maryland have come on the road at Wisconsin, at Michigan, at Rutgers. So I mean, none of those um, um, are bad losses for Maryland. They average in about 50 points, a little over 50 points. Those 3 losses. Okay, how many Big Ten teams are pushovers? Not too many easy games. They're not. They're not going to be. There's not an easy game. We proved that with Minnesota. Proved that by beating Ohio State the other night. Northwestern proved it by not Northwestern, but Northwestern. Yeah, they beat somebody too. Illinois. Um, okay. Oh, also, so Maryland has beaten Illinois 71-66. And so their 2 league wins have come against 2 of the top teams in the league. And so, um, yeah, I guess they're not going to be a pushover, guys. I thought maybe that was going to be not an easy win, but I thought it would be a good win. But it looks, either way, I think Iowa can still win and hang with this team. And so a little bit more about Maryland. They are 4th in the conference in free throw attempts and free throws made per game. Maryland is 5th in the league in 3-point percentage defense. So, going to be hard to get 3-pointers up against these guys. So, if you got it, take it. If you got it, let's take it. Okay, they got a graduate student just like we have one, and Connor McCaffrey. His name is Jamar Young. He previously was at Charlotte, leads the Terrapins in assists at 45 and points 239. Young is 3rd in the Big Ten and made free throws 59, 7th in field goals 193, and 8th in free throw attempts 74. So Guys, got to watch out for him. It sounds like he gets to the free throw line an awful lot. Um, they shoot about 44.9% from the field, 30.4 from the 3-point line, and 70% from the 3-point line. I mean, that free throw line. So, yeah, these guys are going to be a little bit tough. Um, yeah, they just give some history there. Iowa scored 110 points against Maryland. Okay, last time we met Maryland, Keegan Murray and Jordan Bohannon combined for 60 points in a 110-87 win over Maryland. In February 10th at Maryland, and so yeah, it's the potential's there, guys. I hope that preview helped you guys, but now I got to get ready and go to church. So I hope you enjoyed this look back at the wrestling and the women's win, and um, the look forward to this morning of Iowa's game of versus Maryland. We do plan to all three of us plan to go live tomorrow. I'm not sure yet what we're doing or how we're going to do it. I know that we've made 2 attempts so far to look at the future of Iowa football, and so far it's not gone the way we want to. Um, and so yeah. Iowa on their way going to win half of their Big Tech games. Okay, they got to go 10-10 to do that. It can be done. Iowa's prove it can be done. They took on Indiana, beat Indiana. They took on Michigan, beat Michigan. So they proved even when they get down, they're not out. And so it can be done. Will they do it? We'll find out. We'll find out. I think either way, it's just going to be. I think it's just going to be a great season to watch because we're watching it with not so many expectations this year. Last year we had a lot of expectations on this team, and so every little loss got at us. And then when they got upset in the first round of the NCAA tournament, we were all upset. This team doesn't have those kind of expectations this year, but they too can be a fun team to watch. And as Lute Olson's Final Four team was called the Fabulous Few, this team could almost be called that. Could almost be called that because of the injuries that are occurring right now on the team and who's all sitting out. And so, yeah. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it, guys. But like I said, we're gonna make a third attempt and probably, hopefully, get what you guys want to know, and maybe about coaches going and coming, who we think is going, who we think is coming, maybe our predictions, and I want to talk a little bit more about the transfer portal players that we've got so far. I think honestly, I wholeheartedly believe that we are currently done with the transfer portal, um, because they struck out on the wide receiver and the offensive line on the guard they wanted, and so we'll see how that goes. They might be looking, but I think they put all their resources into those two and lost both of them. Um, so we'll talk about that. I hope we get to talk a little bit about that and trying to finish what we started 2 podcasts ago, and then we'll talk about the Iowa victory men tomorrow. So guys, stay tuned. We will have another podcast tomorrow. I'm just not sure how it goes, and then you guys could help us out when you guys are out there asking your comments and stuff. Help us stay on track and not try to backtrack a little bit. We got off on the last podcast, which so far is our highest viewed podcast. We got on a Nate Stanley, Brad Banks, thanks to the comments that were being asked and mentioned. And I want to kind of stay away that from now on. I'm only going to do comments and stuff that are on topic, and we'll save some time at the end to go on off-topic comments that we can comment on. We're going to try to do that with a little more order. So hopefully you see a little more order coming in the future podcast. But anyway, guys, it was nice talking to you. Thanks for the comments, Jared and Casey, and I got to get out of here and go to church. Talk to you later.